Clinical trials are an essential stage in developing safe and effective medicines. They can give patients access to the latest treatments that may have potential to improve or even save their lives. For some people, having access to a medicine in a clinical trial might indeed be the only therapeutic option, particularly if they're suffering from a very rare condition. While the number of clinical trials has increased in the last 5 years, unfortunately, Europe's share of global clinical trials has actually declined. And for European patients, this means less opportunity to participate in new clinical trials and benefit from the latest advances in care than people might have in other regions of the world. So running clinical trials in Europe is key to ensure that Europeans get access to new medicines. And the study data that is submitted from those trials to European regulatory bodies can be used to obtain marketing authorization and indeed also to make sure that payers can use the data for reimbursement and make it available to patients here in Europe. EFPIA is collaborating very closely with the European Commission, the heads of medicines agencies and EMA on what is called the ACT EU initiative, which is intending to optimize clinical trials in Europe and make sure that research is continuing to be conducted in this region. EFPIA has also been very actively involved in public-private partnerships such as the IMI Prefer project, which are trying to bring the patient perspective into the development of the medicines. And IMI Prefer was looking at patient preferences and how those can be incorporated in decision-making by regulators and by payers. Right now, EFPIA is co-leading an initiative together with EFGCP, which is called the EU Cross-Border Trials Initiative. And that is looking to provide some recommendations on enabling better cross-border access to clinical trials in Europe, so that for those patients who are in a country where a clinical trial might not be ongoing, they might be able to then access that trial in a neighboring country. At the moment, Europe is reviewing the pharmaceutical legislation, and we want to work together to make sure that Europe will be continuing at the forefront of clinical research in order to deliver new treatment to patients in this region as quickly as possible and not delay the access in Europe.